Hi, welcome to Barvotti's 47th live screening of Tools for Creatives. I am Phoebe Bradbury, and today I will be demonstrating some of the tools that I use every day in my art studio. I wouldn't want to be without them, and I find new uses for them all the time. There will be promotional offers during the program, and the promo codes will be active during the demonstration and for about half an hour after. The current time is 12 noon Central, February the 11th, 2022. Right now, the promotions are only available on amzn.to. So, do I start here? Okay, so I like to begin with showing you some of the work that we've done during the show. And this is one of the pieces. It took us several stages before we got it to look this good. And one of the things we did was take one of the modelers and change it a little bit so that we could make different kinds of lines. I'm not suggesting you do that when you start. That's just to show you kind of an advanced piece, and one that we worked through together, several steps, and we'll probably be showing that later at some time. This one is called, I'll just put this behind here, Blue Bridge, and it's done on Yupo paper, and it will be showing in the outgo with music behind it. Okay. Okay, this one here, it's called Flamingo Land, and it was inspired, or the name was inspired anyway. I made the painting before I decided on the name, but you can see why it would be called Flamingo Land, I suppose, because of the colors and the curves. This is made on Yupo paper, and it was done with I think a 1.5 inch. Nope, it was done with a 1 inch. You can see the mark there. Oh, maybe it was a 1.5. I don't know exactly, but it was. The whole thing took about less than 2 minutes to do, and that's one of the things that we will may be showing today. We may not. We've got a lot of things on our agenda today. Okay. I would like to introduce you to one of the contributors. Oops, let's get that fixed up there. This person's name is Marina. Have you got a better shot of that? Oh, yeah. This is Marina. She lives next door, and she's standing on our balcony, and she's showing a picture that she did when she was at my place in the studio here. And I want to show you another picture that she's done. I've got it here, and it's a picture. She recently got a kitten. Like we had a little kitten, and then her parents gave her a kitten, and then she gave me this lovely picture of her cat. Excuse me. And I got her to sign it, which. The reason I'm showing this is I do hope to be doing some portions of the show for children and about children's work, but I just thought I'd like to show you. Excuse me. I think I'm going to have a drink of water. Without enough water. Okay, I'm back again. My throat was just very dry. So one of the things I noticed about this, Marina is only 6 years old here. I think she turned 6 while we were here. Yeah, that's her there. And she, for her age, this is an amazing little kitten. It captures the whole feel of what a little kitten is like, how sweet they are. It's got the cat's nose, the little cheeks, and the tongue. It's either the tongue or the chin. Whiskers, eyes, curly little cuddly body, front paws, and a wiggly tail. And it's just like, to me, it just captures the whole essence of having a kitten. And what I like about work like this, when I see work like this, is not, I mean, it's a great picture, don't get me wrong. I think it's wonderful. But it's like I have a window into Marina's world and what's important to her. And I think her cat is very important to her. And her kitten is quite a bit larger. Her kitten is now a cat, so I expect some other pictures soon. The other thing is I am open to receiving pictures, and I will show them on the show. We have a Facebook page named Barvotti. Oh, this one is one that was another quick. Was this the one coming in? Oh yeah, this one is called Orange Regrets, and I name them after I do them. I don't know why I thought Orange Regrets was a nice name. Orange I thought was nice, and Regrets was maybe somewhat captivating. But this was another one. You saw how quickly it was done, and it was done with that one, I think, might have been, oops. No, that's a bit big. It's done with the 2.5. And also with some of these ones that are where I've cut little, oops, I've got to get better at getting it in the picture. You can see I've cut little holes in them so that I can make these parallel lines. I think I was using this rougher parallel line maker because it was easier. It was earlier in our journey to the tools that we were playing with and developing and making. Okay. This one, okay. Oops, that's just the back of something. This is done on Yupo paper too. It's on card, a Yupo card. It could be used, it could be an artwork sent in the mail if you wanted to do that. Here, I'm just going to get it centered here. Guess it's easier to center it there. Bring it. What I want to show you is, even though it was made very quickly, as we go into it and focus, you can see that the lines are very precise, that it makes very nice sharp lines. And the paint I'm using here is an acrylic paint that I've liquefied a little more, and I've added acrylic medium and a bit of water just so it flows better. And the reason I'm using Yupo paper is I get better results for these fast little things that I make if I use a very slippery surface. Yupo paper is archival, so this, I'm trying to get this to go out, zoom out. Oh, there we go. Yupo paper is archival, so this would make it through the mail, and it would last, in a gallery or anything like that. As long as you look after it, it will last. Now here's another type of paper we use, and it is, I was calling it butcher paper at the beginning, but I was wrong. It's really freezer paper that's got a plasticky surface on one side and a white paper on the other, and it's perfect for these little things. This is terrible. I should have noticed it was upside down. This is named after, is it called a scarab? Yeah, this is the name of this is blue scarab, and that's an insect I believe found in Egypt. But the thing is, I was really surprised because when I looked up blue scarab, there actually is a type of blue scarab, not this blue, and it doesn't look quite like this, but that's the impression that I got when I make it. So I have a lot of fun naming these when I make them. I don't know which this is. This is just a big orange one, done very early in the course of this, and I believe I was using, for this one, a 3-inch modeler. So you can see with these very quick paintings that you can make many kinds of marks with even what looks like a very straight and boring tool. Okay. What's the last one? Oh, And this is just our painting surface that we were fooling around with last week that I covered up. So where do I go now? I do the Mottler's, where used Mottler's shapes and descriptions. Yes. So I'm just going to go over what's special about the Mottlers here. And today we're lucky because we have, we are able to talk about, it's on the Amazon Live, we're only supposed to be showing stuff that we currently have for sale. We now have our 7mm shaper sets for sale as well. So nice. Can people see that without a background? That shows up pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, this is the 3-inch Mottler, and you can see that it has a nice firm handle. It's a compressed plastic. It feels like stiff and hard like wood and about the same weight. And for years I thought that it was wood, but then I realized it wasn't cracking or soaking up water or anything. They just last for ages. The silicone is a medium, firm, high-quality silicone blade. And when I say blade, it's got a very sharp knife edge here on the side, sharp and straight. And that's the action surface. If there's, a gouge or something out of the sides or something, that's not the surface that you use. You use this surface. And I've never come across them being, if they get gouges out of them, I've put them in, but I haven't seen any. And I look after my tools pretty well. It's got a metal ferrule and haven't seen rust on it. The thing that I really like, I'm not sure exactly what kind of metal it is. And the holes as part of the design is really great because then you can always hang it up. Oops, let's see if I can do that in a better way. Hang it up on the edge of your workspace and get it out of the way. And that's why I really like that design. Now if I take the 3-inch and compare the side of it, this might show better no, that's actually pretty good. So you can see the side. The blade on the 1-inch compared to the blade on the 3-inch, it's identical. They haven't skimped on the smaller tools. They're made with the same excellent products, exactly the same blade of silicone, same width at the base, same sharpness at the edge. And this one, the 1-inch, is our best seller, and it's a very good price right now. And I think you can get 25% off that very good price right now too. So if you buy it during the show or within half an hour after. So people start with that one, and then they graduate to having the other ones. So you can see on this when I was scraping through, I was using ones this size and this size, etc., etc. So, and it's probably obvious to you, I just love these tools, and I will be demonstrating them in a number of different ways today. Now these ones come in a set, and this is a set of 5, and they are 7mm. I'm going to put a background behind that one so it's just a bit easier to see. And for the measurement, like there's 5 different types of ends on them. And oops, I'll get this down here. Let's see if we can maybe zoom in a little bit. And okay, so if I'm looking at this one, and this is the flat chisel right in the middle there. Okay, and can we see it? Okay, yeah. See that the end of it, this tip here, that's what's 7mm long. And this is once again got a very nice sharp edge, and it's used for laying down and scraping through, cleaning for clay work, for making expressive strokes, which I hope to play with today, apply masking fluid, They all do all of these things. It looks interesting because, hey, this one does this and this one does that. They all do most of those things. Some are just a little bit better for them than others. So for the flat chisel, it says blend and mix paints, create flat, even strokes, blend and smudge pastel. Well, it should say pastel and whatever. So there, that's that end. This is the cup chisel. That's this one at the bottom here. So I'll go up here and I'll show you the chisel end. See, it's got a little flat edge there. Adjust contours and edges, remove paint, carve paint. It's structurally a little bit stronger for moving bits of paint. Then this I have the round cup. See, very similar. Bring it right up, you can see it. My focusing area is sort of right somewhere in the middle of my screen. So move heavy paint, control thick cover, color, etc. My favorite is this one, and it is called the angle chisel. And you can see it's got a very nice flat sharp paint edge and a very pointy point. And the last one I'm talking about here is this, it's called what's it called? A taper point. So it just tapers to a point. So it says blend charcoal and pastels. I will be demonstrating the use of these because I'm planning this morning. I'm going to attempt to paint, it's the first attempt, a picture of my dog very quickly with some of these tools. Okay.
We could do the 10mm script video.
Oh yeah, Previn's going to show you a little video now of using the 10mm. That would be the tool here. That's the flat. But instead of 7mm, it's a centimeter or 10mm across. Would you watch that on a video?
Yes. That's amazing.
And then look, you're right in front of it. Watch how easy it is to clean. Look at this. Looks like it had nothing on it. I didn't even use water.
Oh, that's great. It's really, that looks really, really, really good.
So
just keep and play with it. And,
yeah.
But even like this as it is.
I'd like to say something. Yeah. Just a minute. I just want to say something. Where am I? Am I?
Video there.
Okay, I'm right here, and we showed you the wrong video. It's the right thing, but we thought we were showing you the sped up one. Instead, we're showing the original one that we took about a year ago when we were trying to decide what kinds of things we might like to film online. And I was just playing with these tools, and my daughter Gina came in and started to talk to me about them. So that's what that was about, and thank you for your patience. So where are we now? Sandy, introduce Sandy Welsh.
Mhm.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm going to go back to my little rubber spatula here. She had that big ball of dark. And then we'll go over it again with a lighter blue, but this will be underneath. So are we getting to look like this ocean? See? This is really cool. Where do you get them? Oh, I ordered them from Amazon. They look like, where's my big one? I think they're called shapers. I've got two of them. I got the bigger one. They're not expensive either. I got this one. I think if you just put in paint shapers, this will come up. They're nice, and you can use the tips if you want to sort of scratch out. Yeah, they had a couple different sizes, but I like them. It's the first time I've started using them.
I'm back. Okay. Is all my pictures on there? Oh, this is. I've got my my microphone line stuck in my sandal. I'm okay now.
Yeah.
This is a painting I did while I was at art school, and that's about 15 years ago. You can see the scraping through in the red at the bottom of the painting. Let's see if I can. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's not too bad. And the scraping through the dark layer at the top. There was a dark layer on the surface and a yellow layer underneath, and I scraped through the dark layer to expose the yellow layer with a tool very, very similar to the modeler's. It's a bit wider actually. So this could have been the right one. That's the 3-inch. Long time ago. And the painting is also covered with a layer of horizontal and vertical fluorescent green lines poured across the surface. In the next demo, I will be showing you some of how these effects are achieved, and we're also going to be doing a little bit different today, as we are hoping to slowly change the format of the show so that we do show more different types of techniques and things like that. So right now, is this where I go and show these? Okay, here I am. And yes, let's take this out. And this is the 3-inch modeler. And so what I'm going to do is just go through with these and show you the different types of 2.5. Okay, where's the 2 and the 1.5. Where's my 1-inch modeler? 1-inch modeler. So these are the modelers. I'm going to actually start with the largest one. And I know that this might be a bit confusing because I'm using the board that I used last time, but I sometimes find it irritating that I'm just always painting on white. So I thought I'd attempt today to paint on the background of sort of some stuff going on. Anyway, this is Payne's Gray, which is a nice, fairly black paint. And what I'm going to show first is the spreading of the modeler. Am I right in the middle? I think I am. Okay. Can't see the little red dots. I can't see the little red dots because it's red. All right, here we go. So I'm just spreading the paint now, as you can see. I'm just laying it down. And if you're familiar with painting in oil paints, particularly, Payne's Gray is one of those sort of classic colors that gives you something that looks black in your painting, but it's really not a black. And I was always taught that if you use black in your painting, instead of, just making it by mixing colors, that'll look like a hole in your canvas. And I did try that out, and it was true. So, okay, here I've got, I'm going to just start making some marks. So now, when I make the marks, it's not just white behind it, so you can see them, I guess. And now I'm going to scrape through with this to show you how it can just remove the paint very nicely. So that's wonderful if you are you're cleaning your palette. You want to be able to get most of the paint off. So that's one of the things I'm showing here. And you really get a good view of that with the red underneath like that. I'm going to put a little bit more Payne's Gray on. I'm going to hurry through this a bit because I kind of want to get to that dog painting. And if we have time, I would also like to do a poured painting. I'm all set up to do it more or less. I've got all the paints mixed and stuff. Okay, so that's the 3-inch modeler. And the way I clean these as I go along is just like this. I just take a damp cloth, and just like I did in that other little video with the 1 centimeter shaper, it's perfectly clean, and I can use it again with a different color. The paint won't be contaminated with the old color. Now I'm going to use the 2.5 inch, which is, I'm going to just bring it in a bit bigger so you can see it better. I'm going to turn my monitor so I can actually see it. So first to scrape through, once again. Oh, and I forgot to mention that when you scrape through, when you put it on thick, what's it called? You get the mass tone of the paint, like the color of the paint as it comes out of the tube. But when you scrape through, you get the other colors of the paint. Now, of course, when you're going over a red, you're not getting the true undercolor. So if I go over to the side here, you can see it. There's what the color of that Payne's Gray is. It looks like a very dark, like Indie ink or something like that. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. I really like it. So, and I'm demonstrating here too some of the crazy marks you can make with this stuff. So laying it down, this works. They all do that tool, do that thing. All of them, you can lay down stuff. You can scrape away. You can make expressive marks. Here's one of my favorites, which is just a flag type of mark. I think I sort of ruin it when I try to make more than one flag on a pole. Anyway, you can see I'm just playing here. I'm not even thinking about what I'm doing next. And that's one of the things I really like about it, is it can be very meditative. And so that your hand is working faster than your brain. And you'd be surprised at what sort of results you get. And on this very inexpensive, what we're painting on now is the freezer paper with the plastic side. So it's not archival. If we make something wonderful for Halloween, say a beautiful heart. Let's see if we can do this. You can probably use it for this. Did I say Halloween?
Yeah.
I meant Valentine's Day. This is Valentine's Day coming up, and I say Halloween and then I draw a heart. That's ridiculous. But you can see how you can use it to shape and make different things. Okay. And so you can make Valentine's Day cards out of this. I love you, etc. And so here, these are some of the marks you can make with this. They're a little bit harder to see with the red background. So I might go back to using white as background. That's the 2.5 inch. Very, very useful for putting on gesso, that sort of thing, on large canvases. We did that last week, or we did that Wednesday. I'm giggling because it wasn't the most wonderful. We didn't end up with a very great painting. We just played around and put gesso on, and then put gesso over the mess after. So there. Okay, that's the 2.5. This is the 2 inch. So you can make straight lines. You can make them really close together. You can put them on top of each other. You can then scrape through with certain parts. And with the paint that's on your, if you've acquired a bit of paint on there, then you can go through and put stuff in. So you can spend literally hours just playing with this. And it's starting to get a little bit dry, so I'm going to add a little bit more. So that's the 2 inch. And then I'm going to do the, oops, I'm going to get that paint off of there first. It'd be silly to put it on and then take it off. Okay. Cleaning the 2 inch modeler. Picking up the 1.5 inch modeler. And let's just do some curves here. It's not very dark. No, it's better if I have a lighter background. So we're just going to cut to the chase here. And maybe do a basket. That's just to show that we can do that. I think we might add a little bit of water to the mix. So by adding water, and I only know this because I'm an experienced, I've only ever painted with acrylics. I know if I want to get back to the original surface, I have to get this a little wetter. So that's the only reason I added it, and a little bit more maybe. Because what I'd like to do next is just do a quick little demo of the basket thing using the 1 inch Here it is. So I'm going to do parallel lines this way. 3, 4. Okay, almost 4. And I'm going to go over and under and under and over and over and over and under and under and over and over. Okay. I think I did it without making a mistake this time. I'm not quite sure. Yep, I did. So that's just to show you that repeating marks can be, you can do these things and it all of a sudden looks like a basket. At least I think it does. And that you can have different colors underneath and that sort of thing. And so I'm going to finish this with just a quick brush through with the big black one. I'm not going to spend too much, actually I'm not going to spend very much time at all. On the smaller modelers, I'm going to be doing the next thing using this, not modelers, on the smaller, where's the fifth one? What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. These things, I'm going to be doing something with them. So what I will show you, I think I already showed you how you can scrape it clean, so I won't bother doing that again. So we will use this because, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. Take this out of here. Oops, oh, I got a big water spill over there. That's okay, it doesn't matter. Oh. This begins with, how am I doing? Does that show? This is Iris. She's my dog. And the reason, oh, I don't have the piece that I like to show. The reason I wanted to do a picture of Iris, this is the first time I've tried to do anything like realistic, I'm an abstract painter, is that I was demonstrating these and just made the most wonderful hair-like marks. And I might have a copy of something similar to that at this point. Ah, yeah. This is not the one that, this is the beginning of the inspiration, but that's when I saw that, I thought, oh, that looks like Iris's fur. Now, Iris is a blue healer. That's, I'm going to try and go into her. Not sure if you can see her, but she's got hair everywhere. And it's very rough, scraggly old hair. And she's just a puppy, but she has a little beard that comes, my finger's down there on the paper. She's got a little beard, and she's got a little tuft of hair that goes right up there into the fence. And I just thought these tools might be able to show her hair. So I'm going to attempt to do that today. And the way I went about it is I took that picture and I made it bigger there, really big. You can see it here. I'll just bring it in. I took a picture that it was the same size as the Yupo paper I was going to attempt to try it on. Okay, so there's Iris, much bigger, and I've already drawn the lines on there. Now I drew those lines because I used a piece of, it's actually a type of carbon paper I stuck behind this and on top of this one, which gave me, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can maybe just barely see. Oops, what have I done here? What? Hey?
You reset the lights. Showing up.
Can you see it?
It's showing up there.
Oh, it's showing there. Oh, I'm looking through the thing and I can't. And okay, that's good. So the reason I did the I could probably draw Iris. It wouldn't look that great, but the reason I did this is I wanted to do a quick study to get to use these tools. So what are my expectations of today's drawing and painting? Is my expectation is that I might get this to look a little bit like iris. It's not going to be my final picture. It'll be probably one of maybe, I may even go as many as, 4 or 5 pictures, but each time it'll get better. And the reason I'm doing it is because of the unique way those tools make hair marks. So please bear with me. I'm expecting that this may not be iris at the end because I usually end up doing very abstract work. But I thought, well, let's try it. And also it's an experience with people who might not know what an artist's life is like. Is you start with an idea, you try something, and then you say, oh, I learned that. And then you go on and you try it again. And then eventually you get to where you want to go. And that's exactly the case of what happened with when we started doing these. The first ones we did were not that great. And we eventually got so that they were curved and flowing and worked properly. And I'll go through that and show it again. So eventually, I think it was the 5th or 6th iteration, we ended up with a piece that I thought was okay. Maybe other people didn't, but I thought it was fine. And the one of the things that I'm going to be, at any point, I may just stop the experiment, but I would like to just sort of work through it and have you join me in my expectations. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for the this paint. And so I'm looking at the picture. I should show you both of them together because I'll make it a bit smaller. Okay, here. It doesn't actually make it smaller for me. It just give you an idea. So I've got, okay, I'm going to bring down a little bit further. And there's iris there. So I'm looking at the picture and I'm saying, where do I need dark? So I'm just dripping a bit of dark there. And I will just make this, can I make it just a bit bigger? No, just a big small. That's about as good as I can get. So I've just put some of this cool black color here. I have to look at both of them in order for me to be able to do this. So I think that's her ear there. She's got beautiful black ears, but then there's white hair that comes out of them. So I'm looking here. I noticed that the one thing that's really nice about this little eye is that she's got a little white spot. Oops! It's a good thing that landed there. It's okay. Okay, here's her nose. It's a little dark. And let's see, where's the other dark spots? It's kind of dark over here. And so you can probably look at that and say, well, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But her ears are very big. But this is the actual outside edge of that one. And she's got these little black, you probably noticed it, she is wearing a mask, a little black mask. And she almost looks like the Lone Ranger. So there, I'm just going to do that. So we get the black mask in. This is almost, so I haven't started using the tools yet. I'm just putting a bit of paint down. And in reality, she has a big black collar on down here, in the picture, but she doesn't have one on. So I'm just going to pick up one of the, I've never used these for this before, but I have used some of the tiny ones. So I'm just going to spread the paint a bit. So I'm actually being really brave because I'm letting you watch one of my experiments. When I have no idea what's going to happen. And okay, nose, where's the nose? Okay, the nose is dark there. It goes around, and there's a nice white spot on that side. We may have to come and put that back in. Nice nose. And so Iris. Iris the dog. Okay. I'm having a bit of trouble because I'm looking at, I have 3 different ways of looking at this. I have the monitor, which is what you're seeing, and I have 2 pictures of the dog. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I should actually just put in the darks. Well, that's the rules. Put in the darks first, Phoebe. And then you put in the lights. Well, we'll see. Where's some more darks? Okay, there's darks along here. And that's actually quite light up there. Okay. Iris, there you go. I've got to get some different colors in here. And because I rarely use modern colors, I don't have any browns, so. So let's use, if I use this, oh, I know. I probably could use a bit of white. I might have to mix some color in order to do this because, come on, white. There's some white. And we'll use some yellow. And we'll use a bit of red to get a little bit of brown. Oh, we've got to use blue to get brown, don't we? Okay. Where's my Payne's gray? Oh, there it is. I don't know if you could, oh, you can see my paint, you can see me mixing my paints. So it's been a while since I've done this, I will say that. So this is her hair at the top. So I'm going to just put in some of the wild top hairs here. And where else has she got wild top hairs? And then in here. Now, since I'm not doing with a brush, which I might normally do, I know where not to put the black hairs, so I've got to get more of that white in there. So that creamy dog white. So next time, what have I learned so far? I've learned that, well, perhaps I don't have time to mix my paints while I'm showing you this, but I'm going to do it anyway. We won't get that far. So there's a big white area here. Iris, my favorite dog. She's my favorite dog right now. Okay, where else? Oh, white here, white up here. That's funny, that looks just like a little crown on her when I'm looking at it now. And of course, what I haven't done either here is, I haven't thought about the background. I'm just trying to get the dog. And this stuff probably should be a little grayer, a little darker. So let's see, what color would that be? Yeah, a little grayer, a little darker. And this is quite yellow there. So for you painters out there who have done a lot of realistic painting, you're probably just gritting your teeth and saying, what the hell is she doing? I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm learning, that's for sure. But, okay, how much time have I got? Ooh, I don't think we're going to get to do the, oh, this is all white down there. That's quite nice. For some reason, she looks a lot whiter down there. Now I'm going to just, I didn't get to actually do the type of fur that I wanted to do. So I'm going to put a little bit of this up here. She's got some brown stuff in there. Ooh, Iris. But what I want to do is get some of that really dark, beautiful dark stuff going on around her eyes. And I wish it was brown, but I'm going to have a hard time making brown at this point. And I don't want to get the top of my head in the cameras. That one pretty dark. So let's see. And the other thing is, because I am not using a paintbrush, it's more like I'm painting with a palette knife right now. And some of you may recognize that. And it's pretty dark in there. Pretty dark in there. Her little dark eyes. Pretty dark in there. So that's the little white spot. And this is her dark eye there. Dark eye there. Black nose. Let's get the black nose in. Let's be brave. Give her a big black nose. And a little bit there. So a little bit more blackness coming up the nose there. These ears are got a lot more dark in them. So let's see. And I notice here. If nothing else, this has allowed me to see my dog much better now than I ever did before. Because I notice how beautiful, you know, she's just an incredibly beautiful little dog. Incredibly playful, because we recently got a very young kitten, and Iris is about 40 pounds, and she loves this kitten. And she just wants to run and jump all over it. So I'm spending all my time trying to, or a lot of my time trying to protect the cat, but the kitten loves Iris too. And so what we've got here is a mismatched size, because the kitten is very small, and she really cannot be going out with, hanging out with Iris and allowing herself to be jumped on and chewed on and etc. So I don't know. I think it's probably a very good thing that I. Is it starting to look like a dog? What is? It's starting to look like Iris when I look at the picture. Much more so than the picture I'm looking at. Let's see. I think it's starting to look like her a little bit. And I didn't even use, here, I'm going to go with these, and I'm going to just play with these a little bit, because the plan was to make the fur stick out with these little tiny little brushes, but I don't think she really needs it. It kind of looks like her. But these are very, very, very fine. No, I kind of like the way it is right now. So that's version 1, Iris 1. That will be Iris 1. What do you think, Previn? Does it look like her a little bit? You'd recognize her if you met her on the street? Okay, so that's, I'm going to try and do those kinds of things so that we can play with this. I actually had a lot of fun, and it's getting to know my dog better, and get memories of mixing paint on the go. I don't, well, I usually do mix paints on the go, but I usually don't try to paint like a whole dog picture that fast. But anyway, I'm just going to leave that there for now. And why don't you show Julie Pritchard, Previn? Mm-hmm. This is the lady who likes our, anyway. She's going to talk to you about her favorite tools right now. I'm going to clean.
All of these products are paid for by me. I am not receiving any paid sponsorship for any of these mentions. Next up from Barvotti.com are these rubber scraping brushes. I really like these to add texture and to smooth paint on my surface. They come in a variety of sizes. These two are my most favorite tools right now.
So you're back.
Okay, I'm back. I've very easily cleaned off the tools just by wiping them, but I still have a big pile of paint. I'm not used to working off of a palette because I haven't for a couple of years now, and I'm getting ready for moving into my new studio where I will have a big heavy-duty, I think I showed it to you last time. I'm going to have a studio easel, a nice big one. And
It's up on the rack there.
it's up on the rack? This rack? Ah! My husband told me where the picture was of my studio easel. So you can see the plans, and it's going to be one that I have in the past used very large paintings, like a couple meters by, 4 feet by 5 feet and larger and longer and so on and so forth. And so this is going to have a counterweight on it, which is going to help me move my stuff up and down very quickly, and I'll be able to get to the bottom of the painting and get to the top of the painting without, well, I might still have to stand on a little ladder. But I like painting large, and so I'm very excited about moving into a studio like that. So this is kind of a step in that direction. It's been a long time since I tried to paint something realistic, and I'm actually pretty happy with Iris right now. It's a pretty funny painting, but so this is what we are hoping to transition to, which is have things for children where we can provide ideas and stuff like that, and a place to actually show their work if they've got a piece of work that if they have access to the internet with a cell phone or whatever, and where they can take a picture of their painting, and to give ideas about how to how to use the how to get tools and things that in different places of the world, art supplies are very different and are more or less available, but so it'll be different. It'll be we just hope to expand and change a little bit. We've done this, will be our 50th next Friday. And then we're going to start changing, doing sort of doing more art and getting into a real studio where we can paint from easels and things like that. So thank you for joining us today. You can find us here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Central to do demonstrations and answer your questions. And please, if you've got ideas for us to do, we would love to hear them. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Monday.
Let's see. I'm going to go back to my little rubber spatula here. She had that big ball of dark. And then we'll go over it again with a lighter blue, but this will be underneath. So Are we getting to look like this ocean? See? This is really cool. Where do you get the, oh, I ordered them from Amazon. They look like, where's my big one? I think they're called shapers. I got two of them. I got the bigger one. They're not expensive either. I got this one. I think if you just put in paint shapers, this will come up. They're nice, and you can use the tips if you want to sort of scratch out. Yeah, they had a couple different sizes, but I like them. It's the first time I've started using them.